In this video, we delve deep into the harrowing reality of breadlines during the Great Depression, uncovering how hunger defined an entire era and shaped the course of American history. Stay tuned to witness the resilience and spirit of those who endured one of the darkest times in modern history. Hey, welcome to Vaulted Visions. Today, we're taking a closer look at one of the most poignant symbols of the Great Depression, breadlines. We'll explore the causes, the human stories, and the lasting impact of this devastating period. Make sure to watch till the end for a special segment on how these events influenced modern social welfare systems and what lessons we can learn today. The Great Depression officially began with the stock market crash on October 29, 1929, a day infamously known as Black Tuesday. However, the seeds of this economic catastrophe were sown long before. The 1920s were characterized by rapid industrial growth, but this boom was built on shaky foundations. Overproduction in agriculture and manufacturing, coupled with falling prices, created an economic imbalance. Banks made risky loans, and when the stock market crashed, it triggered a chain reaction of bank failures and business closures. By 1933, the unemployment rate soared to nearly 25%, leaving millions of Americans without jobs. The collapse of the economy meant that even those who were employed often faced reduced hours and wages. The result was widespread poverty and hunger. As the economy crumbled, breadlines became a common sight in cities and towns across America. Charitable organizations, churches, and even some businesses set up these lines to provide free food to the hungry. The sight of men, women, and children waiting for hours just for a loaf of bread or a bowl of soup became a stark symbol of the era's desperation. Breadlines were not just about food, they were about survival. For many, standing in line was the only way to ensure their families had something to eat. The lines often stretched for blocks, and the food was usually simple: bread, soup, and sometimes coffee. Despite the meager offerings, these lines were a lifeline for countless Americans. Let's take a moment to hear some personal stories from those who lived through this difficult time. These stories highlight the human cost of the Great Depression and the resilience of those who endured it. John's story. John was a factory worker who lost his job when his factory closed. He recalls standing in line for hours, hoping to get enough food to feed his family for just one more day. John describes the sense of hopelessness that pervaded the breadlines, but also the camaraderie that developed among those waiting. Mary's experience. Mary, a single mother, found herself relying on breadlines to feed her 3 children. She remembers the shame she felt, but also the sense of community and solidarity among those waiting in line. Mary talks about how the breadlines were a place where people shared their stories, offered support, and found a sense of belonging. The volunteers. Many volunteers who helped distribute food were also struggling. They found solace in helping others, creating a sense of purpose and community. One volunteer, Sarah, describes how working in the breadlines gave her a sense of hope and a way to contribute, even as she faced her own challenges. The federal government initially struggled to respond to the crisis. President Herbert Hoover believed that the economy would recover on its own and that direct government intervention was unnecessary. However, as the Depression deepened, it became clear that more action was needed. With the election of Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1932, the New Deal brought significant changes. Roosevelt's administration implemented a series of programs aimed at providing relief, recovery, and reform. Programs like the Works Progress Administration, WPA, and the Civilian Conservation Corps, CCC, provided jobs and food assistance, helping to alleviate some of the suffering. The New Deal also included measures to stabilize the banking system, regulate the stock market, and provide social security. These initiatives helped to restore confidence in the economy and provided a safety net for those in need. The psychological impact of standing in breadlines cannot be overstated. For many, it was a humbling, even humiliating experience. The constant struggle for survival took a toll on mental health, leading to feelings of hopelessness and despair. Yet, it also fostered resilience and a sense of community among those who endured it. The experience of standing in line for food day after day created a sense of shared suffering. People from all walks of life found themselves in the same position, and this common experience helped to break down social barriers. Despite the hardship, many found strength in their communities and in the knowledge that they were not alone. Breadlines have been immortalized in photographs, literature, and films. Dorothea Lange's iconic images, such as Migrant Mother, capture the desperation and dignity of those who lived through the Great Depression. These photographs became powerful symbols of the era and helped to raise awareness of the plight of the poor. John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath provides a literary account of the struggles faced by families during the Great Depression. The novel tells the story of the Joad family as they travel from the Dust Bowl to California in search of a better life. Through their journey, Steinbeck highlights the harsh realities of poverty, hunger, and displacement. Films like The Public Enemy and I Am a Fugitive from a Chain Gang also depict the struggles of the era, providing a window into the lives of those affected by the Great Depression. These cultural artifacts help us understand the human cost of economic collapse and the resilience of those who endured it. While the Great Depression is a unique historical event, its lessons resonate today. Economic inequality, unemployment, and food insecurity remain pressing issues. The COVID-19 pandemic, for example, has highlighted the vulnerabilities in our economic system and the importance of social safety nets. Understanding the past can help us address these challenges more effectively in the present. The lessons of the Great Depression remind us of the importance of community, resilience, and the need for compassionate and effective government intervention. Now, for a special segment. Did you know that the concept of modern food banks was inspired by the breadlines of the Great Depression? These institutions continue to play a crucial role in fighting hunger, providing millions of meals each year to those in need. Food banks and other charitable organizations have built on the legacy of the breadlines, creating more efficient and sustainable systems for distributing food. They work with farmers, grocery stores, and other partners to ensure that surplus food reaches those who need it most. The breadlines of the Great Depression were a stark reminder of the fragility of our economic system and the resilience of the human spirit. They highlight the importance of community, solidarity, and the need for compassionate and effective government intervention. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might be interested. Don't forget to subscribe to Vaulted Visions for more deep dives into history. Until next time, stay curious and informed.